All right. What we're going to talk about today is it's going to be part two about how to get your own authority, and we're going to talk about how time is money. And then we're going to talk about how commercial insurance works, and then we're going to start going through and working through commercial insurance, underwriters, financing, and all that other stuff. So the thing about time is money is that on your authority, when you hire a company to do it, I don't care what they say, they're going to say, oh, well, it's only going to take 14 days or this, that, or whatever. You need to accept that it's going to take no longer, hopefully, than 30 days. And you need to understand that you're going to pay, after you pay your down payment on your insurance, you're probably going to be somewhere along the lines of paying your first payment on your insurance somewhere around the same time that your DOT number is going to come in. And you don't want to be late on your first payment on your insurance. So you need to have all of this stuff done and taken care of. And you need to have your factoring company already lined up, all the paperwork done, and then you also need to have your carrier packet done, the ability to have a computer, a printer, where you can scan and email documents. You need to have your business name on an email. Forgot about that. So that way you can communicate to brokers and all that. You also need to understand that there's some companies out there that will not book you a load until you have a year, 6 months, some of them are even 2 years. That's absolutely ridiculous, but some of them are. They don't really have a choice. It's what the company sets up. So you need to understand that. So you're going to be hauling freight for a lot of the bigger corporations that take new entrants, what they call new entrants. Now, we're going to stop right there, and I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how trucking insurance works. Okay? All right, there's a couple of things that I missed, I needed to tell you on the first part. And one is, when you get your authority, just wait till tax season. People are getting their returns back. There's more economy moving. There's more money moving. And you have more money in your pocket. And the reason that I say this is because when you get your authority, when you get your tags are going to come due at the same time every year. So if you have 5 trucks and your tags are $1,400 a piece, then that's going to be $1,400 times 5. Now, could you imagine having to pay for that during the holidays, like Thanksgiving or Christmas, or even the week of July the 4th? Freight's down. You have all of these mishaps with the holidays being in the middle of the week. And you know, in trucking, if the holiday hits on a Wednesday or a Tuesday, your whole week is screwed up. You may get one load in per truck, and you're basically going to be hurting for money. So you never want to get your authority during the holidays for that reason, and you never want to get it during July the 4th for the same reason, because your trucks aren't going to gross enough money to sit there and pay out for tags, and not to mention your down payment. You have to re-up your insurance, and it happens every year. So if you get your insurance around July the 4th, then you're going to have to pay the down payment for all of those trucks, which is going to be somewhere around $2,000 to $3,500 a truck. So you times that by 5, plus you add your tags in there, and all of that hits at the same time. You've got big, big problems. My suggestion is that hopefully you're leased to somebody and you already have a tag. And that tag is in your name. So that way you can separate the time from when you have to pay your down payment on your insurance and then you have to buy tags for all your trucks. You want those to be separate. But you don't want them so far away. You don't want them close to the holidays, and you don't want it close to July the 4th. You want it at the first of the year when income tax season comes. So my authority came due in April of 2014. So it was right in the middle of tax season, which was a huge benefit because we were wide open during that time of the year every year. So when I had to pay for insurance for 5 trucks, you know, that $8,000 or whatever it was for the down payment, it helped. It hurts a lot to pay $8,000 out all at one time. So could you imagine $8,000 and then tags for 5 trucks all at the same time? That would be horrible. So my tags actually came due right before July the 4th, which was not too bad, but it was kind of bad because I had to spend that money for tags, and then I had to go through the holidays of July the 4th and miss a whole week worth of revenue, or maybe sometimes 2. And then you got drivers that want to be off and stuff like this, so you're not going to make any money for 2 weeks. So you got 2 weeks worth of revenue that's gone, plus you've got to pay out a lot of money. So you don't want to, I just saved your butt on that. So if you're leased to somebody, you want to get your authority a few months away from when your tag is due. Because if you expect to have more trucks than 1 or 2 or something like that, you're going to save yourself a big, huge headache by not having those 2 things together. And trust me, it's a big pain in the butt. I've heard of guys that had to go to the bank and borrow money every time during that year to pay for their down payment on their insurance and to pay for their tags. And then they have to pay that loan off throughout the year. So to avoid doing that, it's a good write-off, you get good interest write-off, but you use your borrowing ability that you might want to buy a trailer or a truck later on during that year, but you can't because you've already loaned yourself out to buy tags and insurance. So anyway, do your best to try to separate those 2 things. Now, let's get to how trucking insurance works. We're going to move through this. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me move it a little bit closer. All right, so this is you. This is your trucking company. You go find an agent. The agent puts all of your stuff together, all of your trucks, your trailers, your information, you know, all of it's calculated together. Your driving history, how long you've been on the road, everything. You know, and if you're a new entrant, your insurance is going to be higher. That's just the way it is. Takes all that information, gives it to the underwriter. The underwriter determines how much your insurance is going to be with all of those factors involved. Now, the underwriter can also hire a company that's called a general agent. A general agent is basically nothing more than a contractor for the underwriter. There's a lot of companies that are general agents that basically handle like the commercial side or different little types of insurance things for the underwriter. So the underwriter might just be a pass-through company and it'll go to the general agent. After that, they figure out the amount. Let's say it's $80,000. Okay, so that's the amount, and that's not counting the down payment. Your insurance down payment is going to go straight to your agent. Most of it, as far as I know. I'm not an agent myself, but I know that they get a large portion of the down payment that you get. Matter of fact, I think it's all their money. So anyway, let's say it's $80,000. Your agent finds a finance company for you that will finance this $80,000. Okay? When this finance company finances your $80,000, they will set you up with an account online for you to pay online. Most of them all pay online these days. And then you pay the finance company. So that is how commercial insurance works. It's this big, huge thing. Now, in our next little video, we're going to talk about how to find the right agent, the right underwriter, understanding if you have a general agent. You need to ask, because I didn't even know I had one until later on. And then tips and tricks on finance companies and things like that. All right, thank you.